MMA Fighting presents Timeline. Dricus du Plessis vs. Sean Strickland 2. March 15th, 2014. UFC 171, Hendricks vs. Lawler, Dallas, Texas. The 13-0 Sean Strickland makes his UFC debut against middleweight Bubba McDaniel. Strickland wins by first round rear naked choke.
I mean, this would be my 14th fight, 14-0, so I mean, you know, I'm not new to this game. I started training when I was 13. I mean, I've been watching fighting since, you know, back in the first UFC. So I mean, I've been preparing for this moment for a long time. So I just, every night, you know, I think about it, it just happened.
How natural did it feel in there to just get in there for the first time and see, you know, through the audience and actually compete?
You know, before the fight started, they let us go in the cage, and I mean, my heart was just pounding. But then once I got in there, and it all came together. You know, I felt like my home, and I just want to get better. I honestly think I'm one of the better strikers in the game, and no one really seen it yet. But one of these days, man, I'm gonna put it together, and you're gonna remember that.
Why are you one of the better strikers in the game?
I mean, I train with the top guys, and you could go to the gym and you could be one of the top guys striking in the gym, but when you get in the cage, it's different. Like, I know guys in the gym that they're phenomenal, but once they get in the cage, they can't put together. I'm trying to get my striking in the gym into the cage. That's my whole goal. Without my mom, man, I want to be here today. I don't know if I'd be on this planet today without my mom, you know, so she took care of me. She's done a lot for me, so shout out to her. Yeah, gotta work on those interviewing skills. Sorry, guys.
Strickland would follow the victory up with the split decision win over Luke Barnett at UFC Fight Night 41, Munoz vs. Mousasi in Berlin, Germany. February 22nd, 2015. UFC Fight Night 61, Bigfoot vs. Mir, Porto Alegre, Brazil. The undefeated Strickland drops down 15 pounds to the welterweight division to face 19-0 Santiago Ponzinibbio. Strickland loses by unanimous decision. Despite the loss, Strickland remains at welterweight and gets a victory at UFC Fight Night 71, Mir vs. Duffy in San Diego, California the following July. And at UFC Fight Night 83, Cowboy vs. Cowboy in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Strickland gets a TKO finish over Alex Garcia late into the third round. June 4th, 2016, UFC 199, Rockhold vs. Bisping 2, Inglewood, California. Sean Strickland is set to face British welterweight Tom Breeze. Strickland wins the fight via split decision.
Sometimes I think it's a boxing match, and I'm like, wait, no, it's a mixed martial arts match. So I give him props. You know, he did good with backing up and throwing kicks, but I don't know. In my mind, I thought we were just gonna stand in front of each other and punch each other in the face, but I was wrong.
So is it less satisfying then to have this kind of fight?
You know, every time you hear a boo, it's not satisfying. You walk away thinking, you know, I should have pressed the action. So, I mean, I'm happy I won, but you always want to perform better and do better.
April 8th, 2017. UFC 210, Cormier vs. Johnson 2, Buffalo, New York. Now on a 3-fight win streak at 170 pounds, Strickland is set to face top prospect Kamaru Usman. Strickland would go on to lose by decision.
Yeah, his durability was a big one. I didn't think he could handle, you know, what I bring as a fighter. And you know, he went out there and he basically showed his toughness, the tough guy. In the first round, usually I can kind of gauge how guys can handle the pressure and just how they can handle my abilities in there. You know, to some I might not look like much, but once you're trapped inside that cage with me and you really start to feel my strength, my pressure, my distance, and my power, you know, some guys can't handle it. And he definitely showed why he's experienced and why he's a true veteran.
The following November, Strickland would pick up a decision victory, this time over Court McGee in Norfolk, Virginia. May 12th, 2018, UFC 224, Nunes vs. Pennington, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Sean Strickland is set to face exciting striker Elizeu Zaleski. Zaleski knocks out Strickland midway through the first round. Strickland, however, does bounce back with the TKO stoppage of Nordine Taleb the following October in New Brunswick, Canada. October 10th, 2020, UFC Fight Island 5, Marais vs. Sandhagen, Abu Dhabi. The 14-2 Dricus du Plessis makes his UFC debut against Marcus Perez. Du Plessis begins his UFC career with a first-round knockout by left hook.
If you, like I said it before, if you don't have a mission to be the greatest of all time, you shouldn't be here. You're gonna get hurt. I want to be the greatest to ever do the sport. And I mean, who's at the top of the pile? Whoever has the belt. It's nothing personal against Adesanya. I'm not calling him out per se. I'm calling out the guy who has the belt. And the whole division has to know that I'm coming. The whole division has to see what just happened. Everybody said this guy's never been finished. 15 outings, never been finished. I have 14 wins. I finished every single one of them, and I said, this is how I prove my point. I get into the UFC on the main card, fight a guy that's never been finished, finish him in the first round. And I mean, I feel I made a statement with that. And right now I'm chasing that top 20, and whoever the UFC gives me next, I'll go through them, and I'll go through whoever I need to get that belt as soon as possible.
July 10th, 2021. UFC 264, Poirier versus McGregor 3, Las Vegas, Nevada. Du Plessis returns to the cage opposite Trevin Giles.
The way I fight is spectacular. The way I'm lucky like that. The way that I fight is a way of fighting, of forcing and of putting up a pace going forward. And even when I'm on my back foot, to keep the fight going. 17 fights, 2 losses, all 15 my wins coming by a finish. And I don't see that changing this weekend. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. If it will, it's not a problem for me. But that debut was pretty perfect, and don't be surprised if you see something more spectacular Saturday, and or you see the exact same result. I'm going out there and doing what I do, and if that spectacular finish comes, it will. But at the end of the day, you could be the nicest guy in the world, you could be the biggest asshole in the world. To me, I get in there, I see a blank face, I see somebody in between me and that title. In between me, he's one ladder, he's one step in the ladder that I have to take. So I mean, to me, the persona doesn't matter. To me, the personality doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is getting that win. And yeah, like I said, it's not something that bothers me. Even if you are trying to get under my skin, it's not going to bother me. At the end of the day, I'm going to do the same kind of thing to the nicest guy that I'm going to do to the worst guy. So it's a tomatoes potato for me.
DDP gets a second consecutive finish in the UFC and knocks out Giles in round 2. Du Plessis would also earn his first official performance bonus with the stoppage.
Obviously, very, very happy to be on a prelim of the Conor Poirier trilogy, but I'm not a prelim fighter. I haven't been for very, very long. I defended belts for 5 years, fought for belts only. I had 3 world titles outside of the UFC, and hopefully now the lesson is learned. I am a main card fighter, and I want to be on the main card. I'm always saying, every culture, almost, fighting is in our DNA. Fighting is the most primitive sport in the world. We all have it in us, and people have a different way of doing it. The way we do it in Africa is completely different to the way in the States. The way they do it in Russia, so if you see the Russian dudes fight, it's completely different to how Americans fight. Everybody has the unique style, and I believe me training in Africa, fighting in that style, I bring something to this cage that nobody's ever seen. I bring something that is on the orthodox style, a type of power and a type of tenacity that doesn't come from, yes, so technically we don't have the sport for that long, or we don't have first division wrestlers, but we have that African style and we have that African heart, and that's something that I think nothing can buy in our country. And I'm not planning on leaving it full time anytime soon. I'm not planning on leaving my family, friends, and my team over there. I think if I'm gonna become the UFC champion, and I will become the UFC champion, it's going to be out of Africa.
Du Plessis would follow up that victory with a unanimous decision over UFC veteran Brad Tavares at UFC 276, Adesanya versus Cannonier, the following July.
I want to find my feet in the octagon, because my first fight was 2.5 minutes, then 1 round and 2 minutes. Now I had my octagon time, and now I assume a lot of people thought after that first or second round, this guy's gonna gas. I didn't gas. I could do that. That's the way I train, and that's the way I fight. And it felt incredible to be in there. And like you said, this is going to be one of those memorable fights. That this is when I stepped into the top 15, and I'm not leaving this top 15. I'm only going up from here. And this fight has to be a testimony. This fight has to put the rest of this division on note. If I don't knock you out, if I don't submit you, at the end, in the deep waters, I will still be there, throwing with everything I have.
July 31st, 2021. UFC Vegas 33, Hall versus Strickland, Las Vegas, Nevada. After over 2 years away from competition, Sean Strickland returns to the UFC, this time back as a middleweight, and defeats Jack Marshman by decision in October of 2020.
Whenever I first had my accident, I had a lot of doctors. Every doctor I spoke to was telling me that, hey, you can fight for sure, but you probably shouldn't fight. So the hardest thing was just kind of telling these doctors to shut up, like, you don't know what I can or can't do. But the moment I started training again after about a year back, getting in the gym, being in the octagon, warming up, man, it just feels home. It feels like I belong here. And the accent kind of made me grow as an individual, because a lot of my fights, I've been so afraid of losing that I wasn't even enjoying it. And now, like, as you've seen with Jack, going through that, like, I don't really care about winning so much anymore. I just want to have good fights. Like, I want the fans to enjoy watching me, and I just want to have some wars for you guys. I mean, I remember waking up, going into surgery off my bike, having a surgeon, like, I started crying, not crying because, like, I wasn't crying because of pain or anything. I'm not gonna feel anything. I was crying because when you're hearing a surgeon saying, hey, you're in a motorcycle accident, I just seen, like, my dreams just drift away. That was one of the hardest things. And after 12 weeks, you know, you start building yourself back up. You'll be good in 6 months. And you talk to a doctor and they're like, whoa, hey, you're still missing part of your kneecap. You still have a complete tear in your quad. And they start telling you all these things, and you're like, well, you can get it fixed, but you'll be out for a minimum of another 2 years. Like, no, I can't afford to be out for another 2 years. So a lot of it, man, people go through so much in this world. Look at Bisping. He fought with one eye. There's a guy in Bellator with one arm thrown down. Like humans are capable of so much. And the problem is we let so many people tell us what we can and cannot do. Man, you could do anything. You just got to man up or woman up and do it, you know? You could do anything.
Strickland would follow that up with a stoppage victory over Brendan Allen.
At this stage in my fight, dude, I just want some wars. Like, at the end of the day, like, I don't really care about winning. I mean, yeah, I don't want to lose, but, like, I just want to go in there and have a slugfest, you know? Like, I want to be, like, come back with my shield or leave without, you know, I just want wars. Like, I don't care about winning, don't care about losing. I just want to go in there and have some wars. So I think that mindset is gonna be good for me and the UFC.
And a decision victory over Krzysztof Jotko.
Oh, you know what, man? Like, fighting sucks. Like, the winning and losing sucks. Like, I'm telling you, if you guys were to watch some of my training sessions, better than every fights I've ever had. The problem with your record and, like, kind of hinders performance. They said, hey, here you go, Sean. I'm gonna pay you your flat fee, win and lose, and just go in there and have the best fight of your life. Like, seriously, I could fight again. I'm not going to take out. Oh, I would go in there, fucking hands down, haymakers. It'd be the best fight. But now you start putting records on the line, win bonuses. You're a little bit more cautious, which sucks.
Is that the true pressure of, well, no, the true pressure of fighting is punching someone in the head. But is the pressure of fighting that comes with that, like, well, if I make a mistake, this affects everything
100%,
after the
dude.
fact?
No, fighting's fucking easy, man. Like, I would, like, you brought Jocko in right now and you said, hey, you want to fight in the middle? I'd have no issue doing it. I'd do it outside, do it in the cage. The pressure only comes from your record and your purse. It kind of that was a hard thing for me to hit. That was a hard thing for me to let go of as well.
In which sense?
So, like, I mean, just failure, man. Just fear of failure, going in there and, you know, fighting like a coward just because you're like, oh, well, I want to try to knock you out, but what if I overstep and you hit me with a kick or something like that? And then, you know, and in turn that holds you back and makes you susceptible to it. But yeah, fear of failure makes everybody a coward.
The UFC rewards Sean Strickland's now 4-fight win streak with his first Octagon main event. He is set to face dynamic striker Uriah Hall in a 5-round headliner. Strickland wins by decision.
I don't think a lot of people really thought that we would be talking maybe next title contender, but Sean Strickland's been on a roll, man. He's 19-0 as a middleweight. He's 5-0 on this current run since he went back to middleweight. He looked really good tonight. Uriah Hall had absolutely nothing for this man. Are you buying stock in Sean Strickland right now in terms of title contention? Do you think he can get to the top of the heap and fight for a title? Can you see that happening after that performance tonight?
Man, what a crazy fact that we're even having this conversation, right? Like, who really ever saw this coming? 4-0 since he moving back down to middleweight. and he's just a very bizarre and entertaining guy, like just in general in the cage, right? Like he's definitely, like, you can tell there's a difference when Sean Strickland is fighting than when a lot of guys are fighting, and that you can't say that about a lot of UFC fighters. It is very, generic, I would say, overall throughout the roster. Like there are very few people who stick out like that. It's pretty crazy, man. I mean, if nothing else, Sean Strickland comes out of this absolutely proving that he is somebody who matters now at 185 pounds, which is, I don't think anything that we would have thought we would be saying, in 2018, when this guy was kind of just a middleweight who you look back on his middling welterweight. But if you do look back on his losses, like the losses were to some really top level guys like Kamaru and Ponzinibbio and Zaleski dos Santos. So, I mean, maybe this was here the whole time and he was just getting bad matchups and, the weight didn't work out for him. But it's pretty crazy that we have reached this place with Sean Strickland, but we have certainly reached it, man. And I am really curious to see how far he can push this. He's 30 years old. He's really in the prime of his career right now. This feels like the run for him. So, man, I mean, we've seen this type of thing before, like a Matt Brown style guy just coming out of nowhere who's going to be a contender all of a sudden. I love it every time this type of thing happens. I'm really interested to see how far he can push this.
MMA is fucking dumb. Like, MMA is dumb. I mean, I love the UFC. I love my job, but like what we do is fucking retarded. Like, there's no mental math you can do in your head to make MMA sound cool, It's like, you get locked in a fucking cage, you say, hey, try to kill this fucking guy. Meanwhile, like, people get rich off of it. MMA is purely retarded, but I fucking love it. Yeah, but I mean, like the rough childhood thing, like, man, like everybody has a fucking rough childhood. Like, I meet people through my life that made my fucking life look like Disneyland, to me, like, I was really fucking angry. Like, I was so angry. It's funny, I actually went through like this weird, like, neo-Nazi white supremacist phase when I was younger. I got kicked out of school for like hate crime, like all this crazy shit. But I was just like, I was so angry, and I had a lot of fucked up influences in my life that it felt so good to fucking hate something, Like, I would walk down the street, just with a knife or like a rock, hoping to kill somebody.
Whoa.
And when I started training, I realized, man, like, you're just fucking angry. You're just fucking angry,
Why were you so angry?
Just like crazy shit, like, I remember, like, and I can talk about this because, I'm at this point where my entire life is fucking public, and I'm not a victim. I never say I'm a victim. Like, I like who I am. But I mean, just little shit, like I remember, like, hugging my mom's leg, in the kitchen, like pre-elementary school, with my dad all fucking drunk, telling my fucking mom, like, I'm gonna fucking cut you up little pieces and bury you in the backyard in a bottle of acid. Whenever you experience like things like that day in and day out, your brain, like, it biologically fucking changes. So, like, my brain was made in such a way to survive that encounter that whenever it came down to like transitioning to like the normal world and fitting in, my brain wasn't built for that. It wasn't built for like, it wasn't built for the modern world. It was built for the insanity that I grew up in. And it was so hard for me once I got older, like, 14, to transition from like, thinking about my mom dying every night to, all right, now it's time to be a normal person. Go assimilate, go have a good time, go to a bar, And so I fell into like this weird, like, hatred, like neo-Nazi thing. And I started training when I was around like 14, 15, and it was like with therapy, it was like, just help me with all my issues. I seen the light, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Like, I started connecting the mental dots of why the fuck I feel the way I feel.
Were you sexually abused as a child?
Oh, fuck, man. I mean, no. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
No, fucking. If I ever was, it was blocked out, thank God.
Well, Sean, I mean, this has been, just being honest, like one of the craziest interviews in the history of this show. I do appreciate your honesty and your candor. I wish you the best, man. Honestly.
I'm so happy. I love, like, it's one of those things, like, I'm like a different animal, but I'm an animal who loves my life. I have motorcycles, I sell, like, I have a great, happy life. And if it wasn't for MMA and the UFC, I wouldn't have this life. I'd probably be in fucking prison somewhere.
February 5th, 2022. UFC Vegas 47, Hermansson vs. Strickland, Las Vegas, Nevada. Sean Strickland is booked once again as the main event inside the UFC Apex, this time against his highest ranked opponent to date, perennial top 10 contender Jack Hermansson. Strickland wins the fight via split decision.
I think he will move up slightly. I do think he still gets a big fight. Not all his fights are like this. I know he's not like a one-hitter quitter, but usually there's a little more volume. I think he was very respectful of Jack Hermansson, as he should be. Jack Hermansson's a great fighter, and he did what he needs to get the win. It wasn't super exciting, but it was the winning strategy tonight, so you can't criticize that too much.
July 2nd, 2022, UFC 276, Adesanya vs. Cannonier, Las Vegas, Nevada. Now riding a 6-fight win streak, including back-to-back UFC Apex main events, Strickland is now set to face former Glory kickboxing champion Alex Pereira on the UFC pay-per-view main card.
That man was the one that slept that man, so, next to me, probably Alex. I mean, what was it, like 2-0 against Izzy? What was it, 2-0?
Did you watch the whole fight?
No, I don't watch.
Exactly, do your fucking job next time.
Oh man, I made the champion mad with his fucking frosted tips and his gay little watch. Oh no! I'm just joking. Hey, Izzy is a savage, bro.
Hey, watch out. Hey, what happened before we walked on stage? I smacked you on the ass like my bitch.
Bro, your Pornhub is just filled with cartoons, bro. No man that beats off the cartoons is gonna beat me.
Bro, trust me. I can tell you what, if you win this fight, when we fight, I knock you out, I'm gonna do a TikTok dance over your grave.
Oh, fucking, look at this grown-ass man on fucking TikTok. Maybe that's the problem, bro.
And
you don't want this guy's a champion.
Do something about it.
You don't want this guy's a champion.
Do something about it then.
Bro, any
Do
day.
something about
bro,
it.
I will walk outside with you right now. Right now, you wanna get my number? Come on, bro, I will walk.
Right there, I smacked you on your ass. The fuck you do?
Listen, bro, you're gonna break a fucking nail. Calm down.
I'll break your fucking face. I'll break your fucking face.
Hey,
I'll break my nail in your face.
This man, Alex,
Hey, man, you better focus on your guy. He's gonna fuck you up, too.
Yeah, the way he fucking slept your ass. Nah, but Izzy, he's a solid guy. He's a good guy. I don't judge his cartoon porn addiction. I'm not gonna be that guy.
Get
I don't
used to
judge
it.
the
It's called
TikTok.
hentai.
Yeah, it's called hentai.
Same. Hey,
I'm a grown-ass man, all right? Calm down. I'm not watching cartoons.
Brother, I never wanted. And guess what? Like I said, focus on this guy. He's a tough opponent, and you focus on him as well. They've been asked more about me this whole fucking fight camp than each other. So you need to focus on the work you're doing, because trust me, he will sleep you if not.
Hey, Izzy, why don't you tell me what not to do?
Sean Strickland is knocked out halfway into round 1.
That was absurd. I'll start on Sean's end because we already talked a little bit about Alex. AK, rate Sean Strickland's game plan out of 10.
Gymnastics score.
It's a solid one. It's a solid one. if only because, listen, it's the last thing that Pereira's team might expect. They're like, there's no way
they'll never see this coming.
Yeah. He's not going to try. We didn't even train this because he's not going to stand at range with us and try and just do a classic.
With his hands down. With his hands down.
He won't see it coming. It's genius.
Strickland would follow up the knockout loss by losing a competitive decision in the main event at the UFC Apex the following December against former title challenger Jared Cannonier.
I'm willing to say this is the first time in a 5-round fight that nobody could be mad about scorecards. There is no way to be upset. This could have been 50-45 either way, totally fine. I cannot be upset if either man got a 50-45. It was a fight. They fought. They did some stuff to each other. Neither man was better. They're the same. This is like the bad version of Gamrot Sarukian, right? Like, neither guy really showed that he was better than the other. However it went, and we're good. Like, I have no problem with the dueling 49-46s. Couldn't care less. Think they're both right. Neither of them are wrong, and that never happens.
Now riding a 2-fight losing streak for the first time in his career, Strickland takes a late-notice main event fight against top prospect Nasruddin Imavov, but the fight will take place at light heavyweight due to the late-notice bout for Strickland, who would go on to win a unanimous decision.
I got some brain damage this fight, and I welcome it. You know, it feels good to get hit in the head. I feel like I earned my fucking paycheck this time. Last time I didn't really get hit. This time I took some damage. So give me a few weeks. Let me collect the brain again, and then I'm a fucking dog, man. You point me in the direction, pay me fucking money, and tell me to bite, and I fucking do it. I've been doing this every single day of my life since I was 14. I could take a week off. I'm not getting out of shape in a week. I know I look fat, you know. I know you guys see me and you see the fat belly and you see the man chest hair and you see the fucking testosterone overflowing. Like, I got so much fucking testosterone. All you fucking beta males in this crowd, if you guys had a quarter of it, dude, you guys would be fucking all night long. That's how much fucking testosterone I got. So when you have that level of fucking hair on your nuts, you could take a fight on any fucking notice. When a man looks at me like that, I will fucking kill you and your fucking family. You look at me like that, you motherfucker. So it's like, it's just like they look at you and it's like, what do you want me to do? You think it fucking scares me, bitch? Like, you think it fucking scares me? So what I try to do is I laugh and I joke it off. But you guys, I'm going to tell you, it gets me. It hurts me. As a man, I have feelings too. When you look at me like that, it hurts me. It fucking hurts me and it brings me to places I don't want to fucking be. One of the greatest feelings in the fucking world is when you take another fucking human being and you break them and they're like, you could fuck me if you want to. And you know, the French man, he fought till the very end, but like one of the greatest feelings in the fucking world is to take another human being and break their fucking soul.
December 10th, 2022. UFC 282, Blachowicz versus Ankalaev, Las Vegas, Nevada. Dricus du Plessis is booked against his biggest name to date, former welterweight title challenger Darren Till. This matchup would also be du Plessis' first time on a UFC pay-per-view main card.
When it comes to the tough game, I mean, you haven't seen me give up in a fight. I wish we could say the same about him. You know, all the respect in the world to Darren Till, but at the end of the day, listen, I did say it and I did mean it. We've seen the best in the world in Darren Till and we've seen the worst of him. And I do believe Darren Till has everything that it takes to be a champion, but not at middleweight.
As I said, South African's a nice guy, so I'm not even going to beef with him. He's a nice kid.
We'll see Saturday night. I'm not so nice, you know?
No, of course. In the fight, you're a nasty guy, but here, you're a nice guy. You're a nice South African guy, so I love you, lad.
In a breakout performance, du Plessis finishes Till by rear naked choke midway through the third round. The bout earns Fight of the Night honors for du Plessis and Till.
Right now, I don't have a whole division to choose from anymore. Our fights now, it's been limited to the top 10. Whew, that sounds good. And yeah, so whoever it is, first quarter of next year, I'll be ready to fight whoever they give me in that top 10, hopefully top 5. I just want to have these, well, all the names I'm going to fight from now on are big, right? I guess that's how it works now.
March 4th, 2023. UFC 285, Jones versus Gane, Las Vegas, Nevada. Dricus du Plessis is set to face his highest-ranked opponent to date, Derek Brunson.
I had 3 world titles outside of the UFC. I was a K1 amateur world champion before turning pro in MMA. I'm used to the competition, so once I got my shot, I knew I wanted to go at this fast. I wanted to climb the ladder as fast as possible, fighting the best possible guys, and not refusing any fights. You know, if you can't beat this guy now, what do you want to do when you're champion? I want to beat whoever they put in front of me, and I have been doing that. When they phone and say, we have an opponent for you, this is the guy. I've only fought guys ranked above me. I've said yes, and let's climb the ranks. And yeah, I'm coming for top 5, and I'm absolutely ecstatic about that.
Du Plessis wins by corner stoppage with only 1 second left in the second round.
Oh, man.
That was the most DDP fight. Like that was
the most DDP. That was the most Derek Brunson fight ever. That was the most.
Like that was perfect for both of those guys, man.
That fight was
Chef's
beautiful.
kiss.
That fight was the best worst fight I've ever seen. Not best. Well, yeah, of this year at least. That was like the Rocco Costa of this year. You know, just this fight's horrible.
I'm sorry,
I love it
Rocco
so much.
Costa. You mean my number 3 fight of 2022, Rocco Costa?
Yeah.
I hope DDP just sloppies his way into like a 5-fight title reign somehow. Like I'm just so here for whatever this is. This is so fun.
I've never seen a man get so tired so fast and yet somehow
You know
fight
that's not
better.
gonna happen.
This is a night to celebrate. This is not a career to celebrate. This is not an ultimate celebration. This is a night. This is just the same as my debut win. I'll be proper celebrating when I become champion. And this just put us one step closer. And, getting, right now I'm on the longest active win streak in the middleweight division. So nobody else putting their hand up to be the number one contender. Nobody else winning the fights in the way that I'm winning the fights, getting the finishes. And, it's absolutely amazing coming from a team in South Africa with a style that people think, what's this guy? He's not really good. Well, I'm number 5 and I just beat the number 5 in the world. So yes, I am that good. And my team, we are that good. And that is what this means to me. This is not about the win and being in the top 5. We're not celebrating that. But what we are celebrating is that we are that good.
July 1st, 2023. UFC Vegas 76, Strickland versus Magomedov, Las Vegas, Nevada. In a surprise booking, the UFC matches up Sean Strickland with relatively unknown Abus Magomedov as the main event at the UFC Apex. Strickland easily dispatches the UFC newcomer with a late second round technical knockout.
Even though I don't believe this is true, there is a world where Sean Strickland, in the year of our Lord, 2023, just earned a title shot by beating Abus Magomedov. This may be the title-winning opportunity for one Sean Strickland. Whew, okay.
Him going out there getting a finish, I mean...
Against widely regarded Abus Magomedov.
Listen,
we all know. We all know.
July 8th, 2023. UFC 290, Volkanovski versus Rodriguez, Las Vegas, Nevada. Dricus du Plessis continues his journey up the middleweight rankings and is now set to face perennial top-ranked and former middleweight champion Robert Whittaker on the main card of UFC 290.
Fighting a guy like Robert Whittaker is... fighting a guy like Robert Whittaker, having nothing to lose, that's absolute BS. I have everything to lose. No, I have a goal to be the champion of the world, and Robert Whittaker is the next step in that ladder. It's a very, very, very tall order, but I believe I did everything I possibly could, and I know I'm ready to overcome this obstacle to get to the next stage and be the number one contender. So having nothing to lose, I have absolutely everything to lose, and you'll see how I fight like somebody with everything to lose on Saturday night. He is an incredible, incredible fighter. And, people would say, where do you see holes in his game? And to see a hole in a game of somebody like Whittaker is extremely, extremely hard. And I don't think that's the way to go. I'm not looking for holes in his game. I'm looking to force mistakes and capitalizing on those. And that's exactly what I'm going to do when I go out there, is enforce my style. And, Whittaker, shot for shot, he's extremely fast and he's very calculated. And when he gets his style going, when he's in his comfort zone, he's very, very dangerous. And to make sure he doesn't get to that comfort zone, making sure I'm taking him out of that comfort zone into my world where it's a dark place and I feel at home.
In a star-making performance, DDP demolishes and finishes Robert Whittaker midway through round 2. The finish earns du Plessis his third performance bonus in the UFC and would face off with the then current champion Israel Adesanya in the cage after the victory.
The contender that goes into the cage, right? So, even he sees me as the champion already, so he better knows I'm the champion. And now that he's seen me in that cage, he knows what a force I am in there. He could feel the energy, and I could feel how insignificant he is to me when we get into that cage. You saw tonight, I'm prepared. I'm prepared for everything. Everything he says, anything he's behaving like a clown in there. That's not how a champion behaves. That's not how a man behaves. He's behaving like a child. Conduct yourself like a champion. There's people looking up to you and you're behaving like that? Nah. If that sells tickets, good for him. I'll sell tickets my way. I'm a gentleman. I'm a man. And I'll behave like a man.
When you do get in the octagon with him, how do you think this fight goes? How do you beat him?
I'll knock him out just like I did tonight. If not, we saw his fight with Alex Pereira. If I get him to the floor, it is not even a fight. It's not even a fight. If I just get my hands on him, it's not even a fight. I will manhandle him. I've done it before and I'll do it again.
And as far as the striking goes, let's take that out of the question. You are as good as your last performance. What did his last performance look like against Whittaker? Yeah, he beat him. It was a close fight. What did my last performance against Whittaker look like? So right now, that's how I plan on beating him. The same way I beat Whittaker tonight, by implementing the game plan and sticking to my style and doing what we do best. Listening to my coaches, listening to the great Mornay Visser, the great teammates I have at CIT, a small gym in South Africa, coming up with game plans with this awkward style, this style that looks completely wrong to so many people. I'm the number 1 contender in the world right now, so it's time to put some respect on that.
He did it, boys! He did it! I've been saying it for weeks. Dricus du Plessis, Izzy taking all my shine saying he manifested it. Izzy, you said it like once. I've been chanting it from the rooftops of YouTube. Just do the thing. And he did it. And this is one of the, I won't say I'm wrong because none of us were wrong. It was just a dumb fight to make. I said it.
I'll say I'm wrong. I will gladly say I'm wrong.
No, it was still a dumb fight to make because the risk was there, but the reward is so great because not only is this now like a number 1 with the bullet undeniable title fight with heat, but like I now actually believe DDP can win, which I did not a week ago or whatever. I'm not saying he will, but this man just stopped Robert Whittaker. Only one other dude has done that at middleweight, and he happens to be the champion. And he did it, and like it wasn't a white, like he didn't rinse him or anything, but he was winning the fight. He won the first round, looked extremely good doing it, and then just blew the doors off him in the second. Like, nose job DDP, boys. I was trying to tell you and Brian Campbell and the rest of the world, he's here. He is here. I am so pumped about this insane thing that's going to happen with these two. It's going to be so ugly. I mean, we got a preview of how ugly it is, and that is just the beginning, my friend. It's going to get awful. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, but there is real heat here. We have a real matchup. Please, God, don't do this for the Australia card. There is not enough time to let this marinate. That is too quick a turnaround for DDP. Let this cook. If you have to have Izzy fight, Sean Strickland can go in there and DDP can sit cage side and wait and then fight Izzy afterwards, early next year at whatever the big January, February card's going to be. But, boys, he did it. I'm so proud of my large adult son, Dricus du Plessis. Well done. Well done.
September 9th, 2023. UFC 293, Adesanya versus Strickland, Sydney, Australia. Originally thought to be the champion Israel Adesanya facing top contender Dricus du Plessis, the UFC instead booked Sean Strickland to challenge Adesanya for his belt.
You guys, it's all bullshit, man. It's all fucking bullshit. Just ask fucking, cock ring over there. Like I'm in it to get a check, and it means so much to me to fight. Like, it means so much to me, but it's a fucking piece of metal. I'm in it for the paycheck. I love this shit. Like, having a piece of metal around my waist doesn't define me, doesn't make me who I am. It doesn't make me fucking happy. It'd be nice, but at the end of the day, it's just a fight. It's just fun.
The massive underdog defeats Adesanya by decision, including a ferocious knockdown in round 1. The Strickland victory is one of the biggest championship upsets in UFC history. The 32-year-old American, with 27 victories and only 5 losses, Sean Strickland is the new UFC middleweight champion.
I mean, I'm pretty much over it now, guys. It was exciting for like a month, a minute, but now it's just on to that. Hey, then day, guys. Here's the thing, guys. Say me and Izzy fight again, and say the Chinaman clips me, and then Izzy's sitting here and he's saying, "How does it feel to be a world champion?" As his acrylic fucking nail. So like, a lot of this is bullshit. I like the fucking fight. I like the fans. I love my job, but a lot of this is fucking bullshit.
So you're not going to be wearing that out to the club or anything?
No. I'm going to go probably get some room service and wait to get the fuck home.
This is the funniest thing that's ever happened in the sport of mixed martial arts. And I said it coming in. I was like, 2023 has been just a hilarious year. All of the funniest outcomes keep happening. I was like, what if what if we'd really be living in the upside down if Sean Strickland won? But like, wouldn't it be? I think I wrote in a roundtable this week of wouldn't it be the most MMA thing in the world for the UFC, who finally got like a true contender for Israel Adesanya. You had the Alex Pereira rivalry, and that's now over. And somehow you risk it all. You put DDP in there against Robert Whittaker in a bout that everybody said, except for me, was dumb and risky. And then he wins, and he's number one with a bullet. And then they're like, what if we just, this is safe? It's so safe. Izzy could never lose this, and we can still have this wonderful matchup afterwards. And then it's the most MMA thing in the world for Izzy to just fall into an ass whooping. Oh, guys.
It's just incredible.
Guys,
what is going on?
I am torn. I'm torn between loving so much of this and knowing that when the high of this wears off, the new greatest regret in my life, it won't be something I said, a girlfriend I broke up with, the fact that I had a rat tail for way too much of my youth. The greatest regret I will have in my life is that I did not choose to believe in Sean Strickland on this night, because I would live forever if I had just picked Sean Strickland to win this fight. And but my consolation prize is we still live here, guys. We still have this nonsense. It's the best.
How long did you have a rat tail?
January 20th, 2024. UFC 297, Strickland versus du Plessis, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Sean Strickland is set to face number one contender, the South African Dricus du Plessis, in his first title defense.
For me right now, the last press conference was winning on the mic. That was winning the Sean Strickland at his own game. Right now, this week where we're at, I'm not here to do that. I'm here to be the middleweight champion of the world. My focus is on fighting and not making jokes, getting the crowds to laugh. And, no, that's not why I'm here. I'm here. I've already won that battle. That battle is won. Right now, the battle needs to be won is the one coming Saturday night, and that's where my mind's at. My mind is at being ready mentally, physically, and being in the best shape of my life come Saturday night.
I don't need to be fucking right. The people, fuck the people. If one day I wake up and like the Cucky and Gary, everybody hates me, you think I give a fuck? You think I give a fuck if I walk down the street and someone says, oh yeah, there's Sean Strickland, fuck him. I don't care. Enjoy, motherfucker. You better just do it far enough away because I'll hit you. I'm not fucking Colby Covington, bro. I'm not like, I'm not Chris Curtis. I'm not going to delete my fucking Twitter. Like, enjoy, man. You want to go call me a fucking, whatever you want, enjoy. Have at it. Just do it online.
Do you regret making comments about somebody's abusive background? Is that something that you think should be discussed?
Well, he discussed it. So, if you're gonna go out there and say, hey kids, you need to be abused more. Hey kids, you need drunken rage, abused beatings by your parents, like I got when I grew up. Then, that's you putting it out there. That's you joking about it. I wasn't joking about it. I am gonna beat the shit out of Sean Strickland. That wasn't a joke. So he made those comments. He made it public, and he was making a joke of it, not me. Do I think it's good? No, it's terrible what happened to him. It's terrible what happened to him, but now he felt. I was completely respectful towards Sean Strickland that whole press conference, and you can go watch it back, and you'll see. Even when he threw a couple of jabs, I just let it slide, and then when he tried to get the crowd up and going, the only way he knows how to by saying offensive stuff and being outrageous and just screaming over everybody, and he tried to bully me, and I wasn't going to let that slide, and that's what he did. That's what when he saw he couldn't get the crowd behind him like he usually does, in terms of, being funny, because we were respectful towards each other, he tried to be disrespectful. And I showed him what it feels like if you get some of your own medicine. So I was 100%, I do respect him a lot, but I'm not going to let you bully me. Not at all.
Dude, I don't give a fuck about this belt. Like, this is the fucking Matrix, man. You guys understand, like, I like you guys. You guys are all good fucking people, but, what? I lose this fight, I go back to the fucking Apex, and we do our little song and dance for a couple more years, and I vanish. Like, this is all fucking bullshit.
I love the UFC. You know, they give me lots of money. I'm happy, but like, this is fucking. We all know what I am. We all know what we are. Dricus might wear a suit and he might say that I'm the champion, I'm soft, but you are a fucking whore. You take your fucking clothes off. Somebody says, I'm going to give you this much money to try to kill a man. And I don't know, how do I forget that? Do I just make believe? Do I just pretend I'm fucking like a LeBron James flying around in a private jet? No, motherfucker. No, that ain't gonna happen. What, you think you think I can retire now? You think I got enough money to retire now? I'm a fucking champion of the world. You think I have enough money to retire now? Fuck no, I'm gonna be working my ass a job if I were to leave. Champion of the world means jack shit. So as far as a belt goes, fucking favorite quote. They'll fight for 10 in a ribbon, giving 10 in a ribbon. We're just a bunch of fucking assholes trying to get a check.
In one of the closest championship bouts in UFC history, DDP wins via split decision. And now, the 30-year-old Dricus du Plessis is the new middleweight UFC champion.
It was a close fight, I'd make no mistake. But I thought I had it. And then when that split decision came, I just went, okay, this is 100% 50-50. And when they said and knew, it felt like 15 years of work, of dreaming, of sacrificing, of everything came together in one single sentence. It's incredible. It feels surreal. It's amazing. Do I want double champ status? Absolutely. But I'm willing to earn that. If there's contenders that make sense, I don't want to fight contenders that doesn't make sense. You know, fighting Israel Adesanya makes sense. Fighting guys that deserve the title shots makes sense. But I don't want to just fight somebody because I don't want to be Israel Adesanya that fought Sean Strickland. Yeah, Strickland won that fight, but they should have never fought, in my opinion.
The narrative coming in to both of these gentlemen's career last year was that they weren't very good at fighting, or that they had like pretty defined ceilings. And then 2023, they did some big impressive things. Obviously, Sean Strickland becomes fighter of the year. But I certainly had the question with Strickland more than DDP. The way DDP had kept kind of going through it, I felt that at the minimum, he could compete like very long term, maybe not long term, but like that this was less of a fluke. Whereas I was genuinely questioning whether Sean Strickland was going to be a Cody Garbrandt like figure, like a guy who gets to the title through, you know, some pretty fortunate circumstances, has the best performance of his career, absolutely runs up a much more accomplished dominant champion, and then falls off. I thought that maybe that was in play. I wanted to see how Strickland sort of responded. And he put on a great fight. Is that everyone's favorite fight? Is this going to be fight of the year? No, but I thought it was a captivating fight. I can't wait to watch it back. I thought there were a lot of tactical decisions going on. And while some of the backlash certainly in, you know, the big brain MMA bubbles is these dudes suck at fighting, I get how you get there because they're not pretty with it. Like, they are not brilliant technicians in all respects, but what they are doing works very well for their game and ended up leading to what I thought was a compelling and fun fight. I have no issue with the score. I wouldn't have had any issue if you scored it for Sean Strickland. And my biggest takeaway is that, yeah, these two dudes are two of the three best middleweights in the world. And I'm excited to sort of see this rivalry, which I got really pumped about last year and now feel somewhat vindicated that the fight was good and we'll get a rematch at some point.
June 1st, 2024, UFC 302, Makhachev versus Poirier, Newark, New Jersey. Sean Strickland's road back to the middleweight title begins with a 5-round co-main event opposite one-time title challenger Paulo Costa.
You know, I don't know how much fucking secret juice Paulo has, but the only shot you got, man, you better get fucking lucky. You better hope the gods are in your favor. Cause I'm gonna fucking beat your fucking dick into the fucking dirt. But don't worry, I ain't gonna fuck you like Izzy did. I got you, man.
Don't worry. Don't worry. After fight, I will give some secret juice for you. After fight, not before. After fight, I will give some secret juice for you change your looking.
Hey, back so, I like Costa. He's a funny motherfucker, dude. I think we all like Costa. We're gonna fucking bleed for you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna sacrifice some fucking brain cells for you guys.
I fucking love you guys. For America. We're a little close to New York. We're a little close to New York. So I hope none of you guys paid off any hookers. We're a little get close.
Not only for America, for the whole crowd. You know, they have people from around the world here. So it's for New Jersey. New Jersey has a crazy energy. This is unbelievable good, you know. When we feel how excited you guys are right here, you can imagine it how good gonna be this on Saturday. So make me so like excited, you know, to step in the cage against that motherfucker over here and bring a great fight. I'm pretty sure he trained a lot, and I train a lot too, to bring a great show for you, everyone.
Sean Strickland wins via split decision.
Yeah, you know, it was just kind of like, it was just awkward, man. It was like a weird fight. I mean, there was a moment where I even stopped like going in my fight stance. I just started walking forward like, what the fuck are we doing here, dude?
But that said,
Trump is here, man. Come on now. We got a convicted felon. Let's put on a fucking show for this man.
you said you obviously wanted the title. Dana was in here saying they're still trying to book that fight between Dricus and Israel.
I'm gonna wait. I fucking paid my fucking dues, man. I paid my dues. I got fucking robbed in dirty fucking Canada. No offense, fucking Airbuds, man. You know, you have an iPhone. I'm not gonna judge you, but but I got robbed there, dude. We all know I got fucking robbed. At least Dricus doesn't back up. So I'm gonna sit my fucking ass in the gym, and I'm gonna be a team player, and I'm gonna fucking wait. And I'm gonna fucking wait until I say, Sean, go beat this man.
August 17th, 2024. UFC 305, Du Plessis versus Adesanya, Perth, Western Australia. The middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis is set to defend his title for the first time against the former champion and bitter rival, Israel Adesanya.
When you win the belt again, do you plan on taking it back to Africa again?
On Tuesday, I'm going back to Nigeria. I think Friday, I'm going to South Africa. And then the next week, I'm going back to New Zealand. I am a child of the earth. I'm a child of the earth. And when I take this bet, I'm taking it everywhere with me.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Question over here.
Are you taking the servants with you when you're going back? Are you taking the servants with you if you're going back?
What the fuck are you even on about?
My God. It's obviously a see and tell. We can see that. What do you mean? You're saying that I
Bro,
made it
shut
about
the fuck
culture?
up. You don't even know anything about my story. You have no idea who the fuck I am.
I don't care about your story. I don't care about your story.
Listen, my father and myself had to wake up at 4 a.m. and clean the banks while my mom studies to be a nurse. You don't know my fucking story. Don't fucking speak of my story if you don't know my story.
I don't care.
I will show you who you are Sunday. So right now, shut the fuck up.
I can't wait.
Bye unless you see.
You're talking about I made it about anything else.
You did.
Being
You
the
did.
first
You couldn't even respect
African
the people
champ.
of the land.
I am the
Walking
first.
the country. You were the
I
one
am.
not even doing anything. I took my shoes off to connect with the people, with the mob. What did you do? You stand there and try to mean mug me. Are you stupid?
My man.
I'm not your fucking man, bitch.
This is my land. Oh shit. Just not that. You're gonna do what I did, take as the first residing African. That was exactly
silly.
it. You
sound
never
like a
change
fucking
that.
pig.
You can't change
I
that.
will slay you,
Impossible.
porky pig. Shut up, pink fit.
You can't change the facts, but you can't change those facts.
I know you said you manifested this when you were watching the Robert Whittaker-Dricus fight. How has this energy from Dricus today in the build-up? How's the energy from Dricus today and in the build-up? How's it matched to what you manifested and imagined leading into this? And what are you feeling right now from the energy in the room?
He touched the subject there because I do this for my family. I do this for the people I love, and I'll fight for you forever. I swear to God. Watch this. I'm a fucking human being. I am a man. I can cry and whoop your ass at the same time. I feel the love from the crowd. First time I fought here, 2-2-1. That was February 2018. That was me making my dream come true. Sunday, I'm gonna fucking kill your dreams, bitch. I wanna fucking kill your dreams.
Du Plessis successfully defends his title by submitting the last style bender in round 4.
Oh, takes the back too.
Oh my God!
Shit!
What?
Shit! Oh, he might lock this up. Oh, that's locked up. That's why Vienna's gonna tap it.
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Oh my God!
Wow!
What?
You
you mentioned my first successful title defense, and people go, yeah, you're not a champion until you defend that belt. That's bullshit. You're champion when you win that belt. But I wasn't a champion walking out there tonight. Before I walk out, and I said this whole week, before I walk out there, they take the belt off me. The winner of this fight is the champion. So nobody's a champion when that first belt goes. I went out there tonight to fight for the world title, and I became champion tonight. And you could see that in the fight. You know, I went out there to fight like somebody who wanted this belt and not somebody who defended it. Like I said, I'm still not Israel Adesanya. We are not friends because on a personal level, we do not see eye to eye. But warrior to warrior, after spending that time with him in that octagon and what he's achieved in the sport, it's no secret. I respect that. And after spending the time with him in the octagon, you can't not respect that man. What he's done in the sport. So to give him that jacket was a token of it was a reminder, a token of appreciation. Thank you for this. It's a memory for me. It's such a massive moment in my life, fighting a great fighter like Israel Adesanya. I brought the jacket here specifically to give it to him before the fight. I brought it with me to give it, it was going to be win or lose. I was going to give him that because he said he wants to fight warriors from all the lands, and I respect that. And I wanted to give him that as a token of appreciation of fighting and giving me that amazing fight and bringing the best out of me, and also as something to remember this magic moment of an All-Africa main event. If Strickland's the next fight, the people want to see that fight. That's the fight that people want to see, and that's the fight right now that people think is the next best guy. Then it's the fight that I want. So let me handle my business, you handle your business. You don't have to cut the weight so you have some sort of excuse. I'll come up after the Strickland fight, I'll come up to 205 and we'll sort it out there.
So you think just one more title defense and you'll be ready to change divisions?
No, but if that's what the UFC wants, I'll be ready for it right now. But I'm not chasing that. I believe to be considered as the greatest to ever do this sport, I need to be considered as the greatest middleweight first. So I'm the first guy to beat Israel Adesanya and Robert Whittaker. I beat 3 of the top 20 pound for pound fighters. So can I please get back in the top 10? So I beat Strickland, I beat Whittaker, and I beat Adesanya. I can't wait to see. I haven't been on social media. I can't wait to see what the critics say now.
February 8th, 2025. UFC 312, Du Plessis versus Strickland 2, Sydney, Australia. UFC middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis is set to make his second title defense, this time against the man he took the belt from in Toronto a little over 1 year ago in Sean Strickland, as the main event in Sydney, Australia.